I'm a vampire.
All right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Comic Talk episode 3. It's been quite a while. Joining me this time is my good friend Justin. Feel free to introduce yourself and what do you do?
Hi everyone, my name is Justin. I go by either jcabatingva or if you've gamed with me before, I go by Chaser of the Dawn. But what I do, I am a voice actor, motion cap artist, and also stunt performer, in which I've been on franchises like Eternal Return, Fortnite, and also I've also the voice match of Taika Waititi for Disney and Pixar's Lightyear. So you may have heard me in those among many other projects. But I'm very humbled to be on the show of Comic Talk with my friend Mvious Cosplay right here.
Thank you. So I just wanted to. Been a lot of stuff coming out, but primarily we're gonna be talking about Phase 4 of Marvel that just finished up just last November,
Yeah,
right?
that's
For
when Black Panther
Wakanda
came out.
Forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wakanda Forever.
and then we'll go into Phase 5, which is starting off this weekend with Ant-Man and the Wasp. So let me do this here. Phase 4. A lot happened with Phase 4. Like, sheesh. Um,
Oh
with
man, where can we begin?
uh, WandaVision. Um,
Yeah.
this series, uh, I have to say it, and a lot of my friends know this. It's not in my top 5.
Ah,
It's literally the bottom of my Phase 4 list.
interesting. I thought you liked WandaVision. I thought it
the
was
la-
like near the top
the
for
last
sure.
half, I
Oh,
liked it.
okay. It's probably because the story did pick up and it started
Mhm.
unraveling itself. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm so I was okay with I love the throwback what's it called? The
Oh, like
filming
all
style in terms of like,
yes,
oh yeah, here's how like shows like the first episode when it was black and white, very I Love Lucy.
yes.
And then of course it progressed through the decades of how sitcoms were done.
Hmm.
So and it was like when it got to the late 80s, early 90s with their Full House looking set, I was like, yeah. But by that point, I'm just like, come on, just get to the thing, just get to what's really happening. Um, and then I kind of my biggest complaint was there wasn't really any real consequences to Wanda at the end, like in terms
Yeah,
of how the world views her or the other Avengers view her after what she
yeah.
did.
It was very self-contained because she didn't really talk to anyone in the
Mm-hmm.
Avengers. Because at that point it's like they're kind of spread thin.
Mm-hmm.
Cap's not there anymore. Tony's gone. You know.
Yeah, they're all trying to just rebuild after
Yeah.
Endgame.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
With the blip.
Mm-hmm. I hate that name, the blip.
I know.
The snap sounds more. I
It
don't
sounds
know.
more menacing.
Yeah,
I totally agree. I mean, you can thank you can
Spider-Man No
thank
Way.
Spider-Man No Way Home for doing
No,
that.
Far From Home. It was Far From Home.
Oh yeah, Far From Home. Yeah, sorry, it was first Far From Home from the
Yeah,
Infinity Saga epilogue.
yeah, and that's when they officially called it the blip. Oh
The
my god,
blip.
that's such a
Sorry.
stupid name.
Yeah, I'm like, well, again, they're teenagers. I didn't think
Yeah,
that they would actually adopt that. I thought it was just
like a
like a
in.
Gen Z kind of
Yeah, and but then all
label
of
for
a
it.
sudden it's like, oh yeah, everyone's just saying the
The
blip. I was
blip.
like, oh dang it.
It's like, oh well, I guess it's called the blip now. Oh well.
And then after WandaVision was Falcon Winter Soldier.
I had high expectations for Falcon and the Winter Soldier because I really, 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 really love Bucky and Sam.
Falcon.
And yeah, exactly. I love Sam Wilson's character, and I love what they did with the cap suit for Falcon.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh,
It's literally like a one-to-one accurate
comic to
representation.
film Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. It's possible. I mean, we have done it before. We've
Hmm.
seen it in film adaptations like Tim Burton's The Batman, and we've
Hmm.
seen it in all the subsequent releases also with modern takes. This one was like right to the core, and Marvel was able to do it. They didn't have to do anything uh, different. It was literally boom, boom, right here.
Hmm.
Um, though I feel that I'm not sure what it was. I feel the writing did suffer, but um,
I think it
I,
suffered because it was supposed to
why?
be the start of Phase 4, and
Okay,
then they were going to be filming on locations in the different cities, but
right.
lockdown happened.
Yeah, the pandemic had taken its
Hmm.
course,
Hmm.
and unfortunately, yeah, that did make things hard to juggle, and so they had to juggle between having units filming in different parts of the world
Hmm.
versus here, possibly at Manhattan Beach Studios, where they normally film any of the Marvel and Lucasfilm
Hmm.
projects. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, I loved the potential with all the characters. I mean, oh my gosh, the Freedom Fighters, absolutely. There
I
were good
wasn't
parts about it.
too.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
there are good parts of
Yeah.
the villains of this show.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't know. It felt what's it called?
Rushed
Yeah, it
or
felt rushed, and because they didn't really seem to have like a more of a look to them, except for those masks that they ditched right away.
yeah.
If they had the masks more whenever they were on screen,
Hmm.
it would have given them more of a presence.
Right.
Um, but I think everyone was unanimous in that they hate John Walker.
Yeah. No. I mean, Wyatt Russell. I have to give
He
credit
did a
to him
great job
of
playing a
making
character
us
that we
hate him.
want to hate. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He bossed it up, and
I feel like he was like the Homelander for Marvel Studios
yes, he
in that type
was.
of way.
No, that's a perfect way to describe it.
And the poor guy, that character is just so stupid. In like, okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna bring you back. Oh, cool. Oh, my uniform's just black and red now, bro. Those are Hydra colors. How are you this stupid?
Oh man.
So, yeah. Um,
And then we see
hang
that
on, hang on a
reveal with.
second.
Oh yeah, go for it. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm just kidding. But yeah, but to further expand on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that uh the stunt work for that series was extremely well done. I definitely wanted to throw it out there to uh, my fellow colleagues who are in the stunt industry and did an exceptional job with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The MCU truly excels at making some really believable, grounded sequences that also really have pomp and circumstance, and really they're absolutely amazing to see on screen. And it again, several things that a lot of people don't realize when they see a fight sequence is it's also a method of telling a story. It shows conflict. There's two sides. There's an aggressor. There is a defender, and they're constantly at war with each other. And so the MCU does a very strong job at that. Whenever there's a new production, whether it's Hawkeye, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's it's phase 4 of the multiverse saga, and seeing that be present is so integral to that amount of storytelling. Marvin, sorry, I
Sorry
was
about
just
that.
no, you're fine. I was just doing like a little toe dip in the water about the stunt sequences in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and just overall the MCU and how it's such an essential part in storytelling. And I definitely have to give that to Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it has always been the Cap installments that have really excelled in creating fight sequences that are really grounded, but also really give that emotional weight when they're
Mhm.
telling the story.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
definitely get that, especially when the beatdown of John Walker happens.
Yeah, and he's just dealing it to him, and then because
Mhm.
he had killed
He
uh
just killed
the equivalent.
somebody on
Yeah,
foreign soil
right,
in
exactly. It's like,
front of
oh,
civilians.
it's like that's not what Captain America does, man. But
Like he would do that, but not like that.
yeah, there is such thing as restraint.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like there's these two guys that have stood with Steve against this guy who's like government mandate Steve,
Yeah, so it's like it makes things complicado.
but in the right way. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
you weren't fit for this to begin with. It's just that the the heads put it onto you.
yeah, that shield isn't yours, John.
Yeah. And
And
it's
then
like when he was going, it's mine, like such like a kid who got his candy taken.
yeah, it's like, dude, it's a symbol to protect the world, and you
Mhm.
are,
You just ruined it for yourself.
yeah,
He's John Walker is the
yeah,
what's the thing I'm looking for? It's like this is why we can't have nice things
yes,
personified.
perfect. Yeah, it's the prime example of that 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 whole example. So yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man.
So let's see. After
Hawkeye,
no,
right?
Hawkeye was like way later.
Oh, Hawkeye was later. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that was holiday 2021.
Oh, that's right. Shoot. I'm
Um,
I'm just hitting the Disney Plus. It
uh, was it was Black Widow next?
was Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, I didn't watch it right away. I watched it very late. I s- when I saw it, I'm like, this is good, but it could have been better.
Yeah.
I
And
love Yelena though.
oh my gosh,
Florence.
Elena, Florence Pugh. So wonderful.
Hmm.
I also love Rachel Wise, but I am biased because every freaking 90s kid loved The Mummy with Brendan
Hmm.
Fraser. I don't know a
Yes.
soul who hasn't.
New kids.
Yeah, new kids, exactly.
Yeah.
And also you have David Harbour as the Red Guardian.
Yep.
Where can you go wrong?
Right.
Freaking
Um,
hot, man.
let's see.
um,
But besides that, I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited for whatever Yelena has next.
yes.
We do know what she's gonna be next in.
Hmm.
Um, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will get to
Um, after Black Widow was my boy, the true king of Asgard himself, Loki.
that.
In this
Yes.
house, we stand Loki as king.
Yes.
Like, honest, I was going in with this with high expectations,
Mhm.
and it didn't disappoint me at all.
No, Loki season one blew it out of the water. It established a new standard
Mhm.
for not just the MCU, but for television and streaming in terms of
Yes.
storytelling. Because you have shows like that are really well known, like Game of Thrones, and they start having that long runtime of like an hour rather than 30 minutes, 45 minutes. No, they
Mhm.
took advantage of that whole hour to really tell a story. And you
Mhm.
see that with Loki and Sylvie and also, the whole
Oh,
cast.
I messed up there. There was one thing that I was let down on.
Oh, okay. What was that?
One of the Loki variants, he was all over marketing. And
I know exactly.
hang on. I'm
What?
gonna grab something right now.
Okay, you grab
Hang
it.
on.
Oh man. But
I need to grab this without knocking all my Loki stuff over because it's right above me.
oh boy.
My Loki shelf is like right above me.
Oh man.
I loved the covers of this art run. I mean, this comic run.
Yeah.
It was a 6-issue comic run during the 2016 election. And my boy did nothing. President Loki did nothing.
Yeah, it's just like a little role,
Like, I
little
thought he was gonna
cameo.
be like the bad guy to this Loki from Endgame, you know?
Yeah.
But he just got Captain Hooked with the alligator
With
Loki.
alligator Loki. That's
Yep.
right. Lost his
And
arm.
and fun fact,
Ah!
Tom Hiddleston voiced young Captain Hook in one of the Tinkerbell movies.
That's right. The pirate fairy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that
The
was my
irony.
only letdown for the series. My favorite Loki variant. The president didn't do anything. Um, will we see him again in season 2? I wish. I really do wish and hope, because we literally know nothing about the new season coming out.
Yeah, nope. And that cliffhanger with Kang the Conqueror, or that variant of Kang the Conqueror, and we'll get into that
Yeah,
later on.
like we are introduced to a Kang at the end,
Yes.
and it's like the very ending. It's like, oh, I'm back at the TVA. All right, I'll just get Mobius, and then it's like he's like, what department you from? Oh
Like, who
shoot,
are you?
yeah. I'm just like, oh, Kang's
And then,
already rewritten the TVA, and his statue is right there.
yeah, that. Oh my gosh, that what a finale for the first season. And we already know the MCU is big as it is. I was like,
Yeah,
oh snap, where's this come into play?
and then that's what introduced the big bad for this whole phase. These 2 phases, basically. And it's like all the people saying, "What's it building up to?" You didn't watch Loki?
This is it. This is it.
This is the new Thanos, basically. You weren't
Yeah,
paying attention. You got what you wanted. A build up. It's building up.
exactly. And now people will be seeing Ant-Man Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, and they'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a second. And people will
Will
mention it.
recognize.
Yeah, they'll recognize Kang and they'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, oh. And then they'll probably hear it in side conversations
Mm-hmm.
about them and Loki, and people will be like, oh, I never saw Loki. Wait, it's on Disney Plus. Oh, I should probably get a Disney Plus subscription and
And then
watch
there's
Loki.
also those people that like, I only watch the movies.
It's like, you're gonna miss a few things,
A lot of
a
things.
lot of things.
Like
Right.
so going after Loki, I think it was Shang-Chi, I think.
Yeah, Legend of the yeah, Shang-Chi came
Yes, let's
after.
go.
Yeah, our boy Simu Liu, Simu,
Simu.
Simu, and
So
oh my god,
I can't get over this movie. Like hell,
and you
he's
have an amazing cosplay
thank
of
you, thank you,
Shang-Chi, by the
thank
way.
you. Puff painting those dragon skills.
Yeah,
So
oh
tedious,
man,
but worth it.
it's all worth it.
But yeah, I think I've seen the movie in theaters like 5 times before it went to Disney Plus.
It is a movie that warrants multiple viewings.
Mhm.
It's is that good. It's really entertaining to watch, and it's eh, we could go on hours
From an
just on
Asian child's
Shang-Chi.
perspective,
I
this
know,
is Asian Parents the movie.
right? Yeah. This is like if Crazy Rich Asians were an action movie, because you will literally have so many powerhouses
Mm-hmm.
who are part of this cast. It's incredible.
Yep.
Oh man. And it's a diverse cast. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
AAPI. There's diversity in this too. And I'm glad they actually wrote in Ben Kingsley into the narrative of this, because
Yeah.
he posed as the Mandarin in Iron Man
And
3.
a lot of people were mad about that he wasn't the real one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want the Mandarin? Here you go.
Okay, here
Here's
you
Wen Wu,
go.
and he's played by Tony Leung, one of
He
the
did
great.
such a good job.
Oh my god!
Like I never seen any of his films prior to Shang-Chi, but
Really?
after
Uh
I was
huh.
like, I need to see his other movies that he's done before.
Oh my
And
gosh! Yes,
wow.
he is incredibly talented. I remember the first film I saw him in was The Grand Master, which was about Bruce Lee's master,
Hmm.
and Ji Zhang was his co-lead, and he showed. such prowess with the kung fu styles that he knew, and like what the stunt team had assembled for this film. I mean,
Hmm.
I could go into detail about Brian and Andy, and I mean, we've seen Andy in action
Yeah.
in like all the other films that have come out this year. But yeah, no, Shang-Chi, oh, even just the lore, it expanded so much for the
Hmm.
MCU and really introduced that that level of mythology in the MCU. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, it is grounded in reality, but there still
There
is.
is mystical aspects.
Yes,
Hmm.
exactly.
Like with the village Talo, and
Yeah,
yeah, and then the rings themselves, they're still alien tech.
yeah, it still is.
Hmm.
Um,
Like let's see, and then the fights, just I think my favorite fight out of the entire movie was um the uh the construction, like the
oh yeah, the
scaffolding
one,
fight
yeah,
on the side of the tower, and then which led to the fight with Death Dealer.
yes, with Death Dealer. Yep.
That was just like, there I loved how, like, just the kung fu fights in this were, because we haven't had that in a superhero movie in a, like, I don't remember the last time we had that.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, it's present uh, in different shapes and forms throughout the MCU in both sagas.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this one really digs deep into the roots of like a lot of like Hong Kong kung fu
Hmm.
films, like of the 70s and the eight and
Yeah.
70s and on, or before that. And I mean, with Bruce Lee and
Hmm. Jackie Chan,
Jackie
Jet Li.
Chan. Oh yeah, and
I felt a very Jackie Chan fight vibe with the bus scene,
yes, it's yeah.
especially when he blocks the guy using his jacket.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's I've got very Jackie Chan vibes from that one.
yeah, it's very Wing Chun
Mhm.
inspired too. It's redirection,
Mhm.
Tai Chi, uh, for forms of Tai Chi of redirecting, and
Yeah.
so it's so good. The stunt team really did a great job. I've
Yeah.
actually had the 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 honor of working with DY Sao, Andy in person. I've seen them work, and God, it's a whole nother level when you see these guys on screen, and then another if you get to see them in person, just having fun.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see how story wise. I want to see how with uh Xu Xiaolin
Mhm.
with the Ten
Takes over.
Rings.
Mhm.
Exactly, she took over the Ten Rings, so it's like, ooh,
It's
what's
like,
that
are they
gonna
still
spell?
gonna be bad or what?
Yeah, I mean,
Now that, like, the organization has always been bad for as long as
as
Wen Wu
Wen
was
Wu,
alive,
right?
but now that Xiaoling's taken over, it's gonna be like kind of more of a gray area.
Yeah, we'll see if they're like an anti-hero group, or if they have good intentions, or if they're more um self uh
Contained
yeah, or like they're motivated by their self
interests.
interests.
Hmm.
Yeah, well, time will tell. We'll see.
And then following Shang-Chi was the Eternals. Um, just like Black Widow, I watched it on Disney Plus. um,
Yeah.
Mostly because it's like I didn't really seem interested, or like my knowledge of the Eternals was like bare minimum.
Yeah, I didn't know much about the Eternals either, but I did love the diversity in this cast, and
Yes.
oh my gosh, and we have a Cal State Northridge alum who's studied studied deaf studies, and she got a role. And
Who?
uh uh sorry, it was the one who the oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill myself over this. She was the she's the one who runs fast.
Oh, Makari.
Makari, yes, Lauren Ridloff. Sorry,
Mm.
yes, Lauren. Lauren did such a amazing job along with the whole entire ensemble. I mean, we've seen Kumail Nanjiani, we've seen
Yeah,
Brian Tyree Henry in
he's
acting. We
so
know
nice.
Angelina Jolie. Yeah. Oh my
When I
gosh.
saw him at the Wakanda Forever premiere, I saw him and it's like we
Yeah.
just chatted a little bit. And I told him I was excited for the Chippendale show coming out because I always wondered how did this even start? How did this program in Vegas even get its start? That's so weird. Like growing up, whenever I go to Vegas, I'm like,
Yeah.
why are these dudes nearly naked and buff and wearing neckties? I don't get
This
it.
and this was before Magic Mike was a thing
Yeah.
for you.
Hmm.
Yeah. Chippendales is the Chippendales has been a long running
Long
show.
time.
Oh yeah.
Long time business in Vegas. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then at the Wakanda Forever premiere, the second time I saw
Mhm.
the girl that plays Sprite, she's cool.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel so bad for forgetting her name.
Yeah, Leah McHugh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love.
I like the cast. They did really good job, especially when they get to
Yeah.
Gilgamesh and Athena's uh,
Mhm.
cottage. Like, just we finally see more of their banter together,
Yeah, as a family and as a
or as
team.
a big group. That's
Yeah.
not just fighting symbiotes from Wish, basically.
Right, exactly. Which we saw with the Avengers, showing the Eternals was to show a different type of team
Hmm.
that not only had basically immortality, or they were able to live long, and they've been around seeing civilization
Grow.
evolve and grow. We got to see an entirely different team, but I guess the big preconception with the Eternals was that, oh, they're just a more powerful Avengers team, but there was more to that. And
It's a bit bigger scale, and I think that just went over a lot of people's head.
yeah, and the runtime seemed to be a big gripe with a lot
Yeah,
of
and it's
people.
like having such a big group
Yeah.
in a introductory movie that really hindered it as well.
Yeah, because you really want to take the time to get to know each of these
Hmm.
characters, especially if they're as colorful as they are. But hopefully we'll get to see more of them in the future, not in
Yeah.
just in an Eternals film, but maybe they might dabble with our fellow Avengers
Hmm.
and see how they
Hopefully.
can help. Yeah.
Oh, I do have one thing to say about the stakes that were in the climax of the movie
Yeah.
with the celestial being born coming out of the earth.
Oh my god. Yeah, and
Like,
where that happens in the sacred timeline, it's like,
yeah,
go ahead.
and it,
Go ahead.
like when it was rising out of the earth and when it got frozen, when it turned all white, I
Hmm.
was my stupid anime brain was going, "Oh no, it's Lilith from the end of Evangelion." It all returns to nothing.
Oh man.
Everyone's gonna turn into orange soda.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Oh gosh. And then so
Yeah.
end of 2021,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, already.
the
Uh
one of the second best thing of the MCU Phase 4,
n-
Spider-Man
no
No
way.
Way
Oh,
Home.
yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, we all knew the other Spideys were coming back, especially with the villains. It's like,
Yeah.
but then it's like, oh man, when I was wearing my Andrew Garfield suit in the
Hmm.
theater, and then Ned opened that portal, and then when I saw
Yeah.
those big eyes, I was like, I was holding my cousins. I was like, no.
It's him. It's him. It's
And then when he
really, really
jumped
him.
out, I literally screamed and started jumping and up and down. It's like he's here. Like my Spidey is here.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And then I know we jumped through like so much in the movie, but
No, no, no. That's
this
okay.
is the point, the
We
talking
we,
point for
we talk about the
everybody.
Spideys. Oh yeah.
When Toby stepped through,
Mm.
like everyone was like cheering and crying at the same time.
and that's not just like our generation. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
the others, like the older group
Mm-hmm.
that grew up with the Raimi films,
Yeah,
and
like you and I both did grow
yeah,
up with those. Like
with
sure,
both.
like
Yeah.
I even though we've seen all three generations of Spidey in live
Yeah.
action,
Hmm.
like even though I relate more to Andrew's version of Spidey and Peter, since like Toby was the first and I was literally just 9 years old when that
Hmm.
movie came out. And seeing him on screen come back after all this time, I literally started like ugly crying.
Yeah. It- I remember because I mean, I was dodging spoilers like the
Same.
plague. It's like, please do not. Reddit, get out of my way. YouTube,
I like
stop uploading. I'm
I
like, oh my
logged off
god.
of Twitter for like that entire like first 2 days because I wasn't gonna be able to watch it until like Friday night late.
Oh yeah, because people, yeah, they're just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
just sending it out. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, yeah. But it was such a it was it. Their return was extremely well handled,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing them in their suits again was just absolutely just absolutely spellbound. It's spellbound. It was just
Yeah.
so beautiful. I couldn't have come up with another way to bring them back in, or
Mm-hmm.
let alone to bring them into the MCU.
Yeah. Which means it's like, and I'm glad that they covered even like what Andrew's low point at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
And I honestly felt like those lines where he said, I got rageful, I got bitter,
yeah,
kind of reflects Andrew himself after he got let go from being Spider-Man.
yeah. When Sony
He
let him
didn't
go,
like talking about Spider-Man at all.
yeah, it was so sad because it's like, why would you not like being a global icon?
But the thing is, though, it's like Amazing
Everything that had
Spider-Man
happened.
2, like from what I read up and found out about that movie, totally
Yeah.
different ending, how things went. There was an entire like moment and fight again with Green Goblin after Gwen dies. He like beats the crap out of Goblin, and then there's like some deleted screen photos of Andrew holding his
Oh.
hands up, and then you
Hmm.
see Goblin's arm hanging down. Like, oh, he was about to end him.
Yeah. For killing Gwen. For
Yeah,
being directly responsible for killing Gwen.
yeah. And then it's like, okay, where was that in the movie? Turns out a lot of it was uh, reshot and edited.
Yeah.
And example, Electro in that movie, a lot of his obsessive moments about Spidey, there was like it was supposed to be like in the movie, it was like haha funny, but it's in when they were filming it, it was
Reality.
more for like, oh, this is sad. He needs help.
Oh man. And it's weird when you have studio interference, and it
Mm-hmm.
it it just it interferes with the vibe of how these directors and these writers want to be telling this story.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a shame that some of that does get
Lost.
eventually lost. Yes, exactly. And then we never get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I could be talking about that with the Batgirl film right now.
Oh,
Just
oh, my
I
heart.
know, man. I had to mention it at least once, but we won't go into detail about it.
Oh man. Well, at least, no, yeah. Well, hopefully we can get into
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
Phase 5 there's a lot, but I know we
Mhm.
are a bit stretched for time, so we'll only cover a few things of Phase 5.
Right.
All right, let's speed run through the end of Phase 4 here because
Yeah.
Phase 4 goes all the way to the end of last year, which is just what?
Yeah. Whoop.
um, it's a 2-year phase. Holy crap!
Yeah.
All right, so Hawkeye, I liked it. I loved it. Kingpin coming back, Vince D'Onofrio. That was a big highlight of, oh, if
Oh
he's
yeah.
back, that means he's back as well.
Exactly.
And then, oh yeah,
Matt
that's right.
Murdock.
He came back in Spider-Man No Way Home. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Well, but to correct, I mean it was Matt Murdock rather than Daredevil,
Yeah, that's true, but he's
of
still
course.
playing that
Oh yeah,
character.
he's still our favorite lawyer from Hell's Kitchen, of
Yep.
course. Yeah,
Let's see here. Haley Steinfeld. Oh, she.
her as Kate Bishop is a godsend, and I
Yep.
love her interactions with Lucky the pizza dog. I love her interacting with Yelena, as
Mhm.
we got to see, and
The
also just
elevator fight
like, oh
when she
no, no.
slapped her.
He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know."
When she
He's like, "I've
started
never
like,
done this before."
she's like, "What was that?"
Hi,
And then like,
hot sauce on her pasta.
um,
Jeez,
freaking Kate's like, "Stop making me like you."
don't make me like you. Stop making me like you. Oh man,
But
yeah.
man,
Oh
the fact that Kate took down Kingpin.
yeah. Kate took down Kingpin, and then
Mhm.
also Echo. Uh, Echo tends to be overlooked.
Yeah. Like
Um,
I don't know anything about Echo, but knowing that she's connected to Kingpin and Daredevil now, like okay.
mhm.
And
I'm
oh yeah,
excited
that's
for
right. Her
Born Again.
her
I'm
show's
so
coming out next year,
supposedly, yeah. Hoping.
supposedly. Oh wait, no, it's this year, I think.
Well, it was originally
Supposedly.
slated for yeah, for spring this year.
But it got pushed to later.
So yeah, we're not sure. We haven't heard
Mm,
any updates for it yet. But
yeah.
hope it's still continuing.
Alrighty. And then going into 2022, I think the next show was Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yes.
Hang on. Moon
Uh-oh.
Knight. I
Uh-oh.
I loved this show
Oh
so
boy.
much.
I also love my boy Oscar Isaac. Oh man.
Yep. Moon Knight.
Oh, that's a really cool. Oh,
Oh,
that's a
this
cool
one's cool
Funko.
too. This one's cool too.
Please show.
I got it on Black Friday.
Oh snap!
The Temple of Khonshu statue.
I didn't even know they had a Khonshu figure like that. That's incredible.
Target exclusive.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
But yeah,
Will you be a protector of the night?
that was just like I was really blown away at the fact that they held off on the origin like that so late in the show. But it worked.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, didn't WandaVision kind of handle something similar?
Yes, but it at least like with Moon Knight, it was kind of like a back and forth, not just
Yes.
like it wasn't it.
Self-contained story, B story
Mhm.
progressed. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree. I agree in that
I
regard.
think because of WandaVision, because she's already connected to the Avengers, I was expecting like, okay, boom, let's get this going.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, we need an Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
And
Yeah,
then for
but
Moon Knight, I really did like the they didn't really go too much into the horror aspect, but when they did do them, it worked.
it went hard, and it didn't need to, but it did. I'm so happy it did.
I think oh, I wasn't really that jazzed about the
Mm.
villain that much. Ethan Hawke.
Arthur, yeah,
Yeah,
Arthur
Arthur
is a
Harrow.
yeah, and
I
I was
feel
a
I feel
yeah.
that Moon Knight's mom is more of the villain.
Yeah, just because family toxicity. I mean, that was
Mhm.
okay. In all honesty,
Phase 4.
2022.
Phase 4 is just that.
It's so ironic that 2022 Disney, Marvel, and I guess a bit of Lucasfilm targeted the family toxicity theme because they did that with Encanto and they did it with Moon Knight.
They did it with
Um,
Shang-Chi a
they
little
do it with
bit.
Shang-Chi also. Yeah, with Wenwu and
Yeah.
Shang-Chi and Shushalin.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, no family toxicity. But yeah, no, it was so fun to see Moon Knight in action. But yeah, I remember. I remember someone who had spoken. I wasn't sure if it was Mandarin or Cantonese, but they had nitpicked. Well, not really
Oh,
nitpicked.
yeah,
They'd really, yeah, the
I think it was
translation
the
or the
third
talking.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Arthur character, and he was speaking
Talking to one
to
of the cultists and then like
yeah,
in the subtitles it says in Cantonese. I'm like, I don't think like I don't speak Cantonese, but I know that didn't sound like it
It,
at all.
yeah, it sounded like
Something
gibberish.
else entirely.
Yeah. I mean, I hope the dialect coach, whatever that issue was,
Hmm.
I mean, I hope it got remedied. I mean, I hope moving forward it could be used as a learning experience because we really want to pay homage and respect to those languages and to be able
Yeah.
to properly represent those demographics.
Hmm.
Yeah, not just, having it for the sake of diversity. You want to
Hmm.
actually represent it properly.
Yeah, like and on that final episode of Moon Knight when Amit and Conchi were fighting when they're all like giant kaiju size and
Oh
wrecking
my
stuff,
god.
I'm wondering like did regular people see that or did they just see things getting destroyed out of nothing?
Right? Is that going to be something that's going to be referenced moving forward, or like who
Yeah, cuz it's
saw it?
like someone if they were able to see it, if the regular people in that world, it's like there's giant alligators and zombie birds fighting in Egypt. Put this
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Yeah, put that. I know there would be people taking,
Like live streaming that on their phone.
yeah, it's like, yo, with your boy, I'm going to go ahead and give you a rundown.
There's a
I'm
kaiju fight happening in Egypt behind me.
Now I used to battle with my figurines in my youth, but I'll go ahead and give you my my best analysis on this fight.
That dude on the bus in Shang-Chi, that was the same dude in Spider-Man Homecoming. He's like, do a
Yo,
flip.
yes, do a flip. Oh
I mean,
man,
after the blip, his voice must have gotten deeper.
I know. I was like, what happened?
But yeah, so that's a big thing that I'm thinking because of yeah, when Mr. Knight and Moon Knight were fighting that jackal creature in the
Hmm.
second episode, it got hit by
Yeah.
a car and people didn't see what was going on. They just saw Mr. Knight and Moon Knight right there.
Right.
So I guess like that type of creature or coming from that side of mythology, people just can't see it,
Yeah.
which is weird. So I don't know. I mean, it would be a bit of a weird occurrence anyway if that was the case with Ahmet fighting Conchu when they were all giant sized.
Yeah. Oh man.
But let's see. All right,
We'll see.
there was Moon Knight. Doctor
There was
Strange.
Yeah, Multiverse of Madness. I was like starting to lose track because like this is
There's
when
so
everything in
much.
Phase. This is when Phase 4 started moving a lot of its
Hmm.
releases because you had Love and Thunder, Multiverse of Madness, and then Miss Marvel, and yeah. But yes, let's tackle Multiverse of Madness.
I love this movie. It's like in terms of the movies for Phase 4,
Yeah.
that's my um it's my third favorite.
I'm guessing Thor is above that, right?
No.
Oh, really?
It's No Way Home is number 1.
Okay.
Shang-Chi is 2.
Oh wow. Okay.
Doctor Strange is 3.
Okay.
Wakanda Forever is 4th.
4. Okay.
And that's it.
Well,
Thor 4 is not even on my list because I did not like that one either.
no, I totally understand, man. Don't worry, it's okay. Cool,
And I'm
cool,
ending the
cool.
stream now.
No, don't shut me
I
out.
love Taika, but I don't like what he's done to Thor.
Oh,
I
man.
don't. I like the more Shakespearean feel from Thor 1.
Yeah, no.
But back to Doctor Strange. I
Yes.
loved it. I think it has been my favorite premiere experience.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, getting to stand before Patrick Stewart himself, even if it was like for a brief moment,
Oh my god.
I was like, Captain Picard is right in front of me.
Hmm. Professor
But
Xavier's in front of you.
I almost got a picture with Sam Raimi, but he got pulled over onto the other
Oh,
side of the fan area. I was just like, oh, so close.
so close. Raimi-san. Raimi-san. Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, like I loved all the horror type of stuff he did in this movie.
Horror gets such a bad rep just because critics don't take horror seriously,
Mm-hmm.
and Sam Raimi really excels when his
Yep.
studio, uh, really puts the horror the capital H in horror, and
Mm-hmm.
so it definitely shows with Multiverse of Madness, and a lot of people were really psyched for it,
Yeah.
and and it
At the
it
same time, a lot of the super conservative Disney parents did not like that,
I
from
mean,
what
hey
I heard.
man, it's Multiverse of Madness. You're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
some element of horror, especially if it's the Scarlet Witch,
Mm-hmm.
who is the villain in this one.
Yeah, and I honestly liked that.
Yeah,
It's like,
someone
yeah,
who we.
this is the consequence that I wanted
Mhm.
from
Oh,
her
WandaVision.
character. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I want things to be like, no, you're wrong, and this is
Hmm.
why. You don't get to leave and make a cottage out of nowhere to get scot free off of this. You need to
Yes.
pay the consequence.
Hmm.
And I got that from this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna, when we started the stream and you said like how she didn't have it coming for her by the end of it. I was just like, I mean, I knew we were going to eventually get to
Mm-hmm.
it with Multiverse of Madness. So I was like, nope, you're absolutely right, because we didn't see the repercussions of her
Mm-hmm.
actions until Multiverse of Madness, but uh, we see her descent into,
into
you know,
into madness.
yeah, exactly. So,
Oh
um,
man, speaking of her
it
in
speaks
this
for itself.
movie,
Yeah.
yeah, like when she starts to take control of her other universe self, like when the
Oh
red in
yeah.
her eyes like fades away and then she looks right at the camera. I'm like, oh,
Oh, fourth wall breaking. Ugh. It really adds to that scare,
it's
that
like
the
it's like
atmosphere of
it's
horror.
me.
It's like, oh, you thought
Hmm.
it's not
And
over.
oh, my girl Captain Carter dies so bad in this movie.
Yeah, Captain Carter, man. She's like, I could do this all day. I'm like,
No, you can't.
oh, I was like, honey, I'm sorry.
I think
No.
she got the worst death because the fact that, yeah, even if like you are cut in half, it's not an instant death.
Oh no, you
If you have
suffer.
not seen 13, no, Ghost Ship,
Yeah, Ghost Ship. Yes.
if you've seen that, you know
Watch,
all those
folks.
people were still alive when that happened.
Exactly. Everyone who has not seen Ghost Ship, see
Just
Ghost Ship.
watch that
That's your
first
homework.
introduction. If you're very queasy, that will put you off the movie, like me.
Mhm.
Um,
I don't
but
mind gore, but yes, he,
that
he
it's
makes
a
a very
lot.
valid point. Yeah.
And that's only like the first 3 minutes of that movie.
Yes. Hey, you're gonna start a movie. You go with a bang.
But
Or
yeah, there was a lot of good. We're just gushing over the all horror aspects of this
yeah.
movie. Like, despite of course, there's the more variants of characters. We see a variant of Professor X,
And
um,
Mordo and
mhm,
um and
Mr.
Mr.
Fantastic.
Fantastic, portrayed by John Krasinski.
Yep, I hope he comes back. I really do hope so because it's like a lot of people were wanting him to be this character for so long, and it's like, yeah, it's a fan casting, sure,
Yeah.
but it's like I've seen both sides of the argument. Like, oh, he wasn't that great. And it's like, well, he wasn't even not much screen time, and I
I know
want to see
you're
more.
not giving much, yeah, and
Mhm.
also I don't hear a lot about Lashana Lynch. I know who was the Captain Marvel for the
Mhm.
Illuminati. I've seen her in a number of her work, and I'm like, this is like this is yeah, she's great as
Mhm.
the Maria
Yeah,
Rambeau
Captain Marvel.
of of that Captain Marvel, and then seeing, and also I love how they dove into the alternate reality about
Mhm.
why they assembled the Illuminati, um how they had to destroy, or how Strange defeated Thanos, and
Mhm.
with Strange using the Darkhold, and
Mhm.
it went all of this, and then so great, and we got one of the Inhumans
Mm-hmm.
as one of the Illuminati. I was so
Black
excited.
Bolt.
Black Bolt. I was like,
He did such a. Oh, I
yes,
when he went, I was like, "Ooh, that's a super aneurysm."
yeah. Oh god,
Like you see the bubble in. I'm like, "Oh,
and his head just deflating. I was like,
yeah."
oh god,
And
yeah.
then
It was
Mr.
over.
Fantastic got pulled apart like string
Yeah,
cheese.
ugh,
I was like,
exactly.
"Ugh,
I
that's
was like,
painful." Not as
yeah,
painful as Captain Carter,
yeah. I could
but
do this all.
and then uh even though this is like not the first time we see Professor X die, it's like it still hurts.
It still hurts,
It's
but
like, yeah.
also the way he was taken. Oh
Mhm.
man. I mean, Wanda just went in there.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right. With
I do have to give it a really quick note to
Mhm.
Sochi Gomez as
Yeah,
America. I can't wait to see how she
more.
becomes a young Avenger
Mhm.
potentially. So exciting! I'm
Yeah.
excited to see Sochi in future
She's really
installments.
cool and surprisingly really tall for someone her age. I was just like, when I saw her
Yeah,
at the She-Hulk premiere, I'm like, what are
you're
people
pretty
feeding
tall.
these kids?
It's like, what did they feed us? What the heck, man?
Nothing. That's why we're shocked.
Oh, it's like, did you take your vitamins? Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, after Doctor Strange, it was Thor 4. My
I
biggest
feel.
gripe, too
Mhm.
much humor.
What, you didn't like the goats?
No, the joke got old after the second time.
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
I've worked with goats in my animal health courses. They
yeah,
don't
that's
do
right.
that. They don't do that every single time.
Yeah, you're in veterinary medicine, so yeah, no, I can understand.
Like I heard them once at school do that, but it's not all the time.
Yeah, it's not as commonly done, but yeah,
Yeah,
no, they
like I
bleat, right?
I liked some aspects of the movie,
Hmm.
like Gore the God Butcher. I'm okay with them changing the
Yeah,
origin of the Necro Sword because it's like, oh, that's still tied to Venom and Spider-Man and everything. That's totally fine. Change it up.
right. Hmm.
But in terms of him, there wasn't a lot of God butchering,
It was more off-screen god butchering.
which is such a letdown. You got Bale when he did that first moment of him getting the Necro Sword and ending that one sun god or whatever.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'm like, that was a good scene. The acting was great, but it's like,
Yeah.
and then you see the not Godzilla like dead, and then
Yeah.
it's like
When
it's implied that Gore did it. I'm like, okay, are we gonna see anything else? No.
yeah, I feel. I mean, yes, there was bountiful humor in this one, but I feel this film suffered because they wanted to wrap up Jane Foster's arc.
And I feel like that's such a disservice to the character because her
Yeah,
run in the comics as Thor was like a decade.
right. It wasn't just
This was
like a
this would have been a good passing of the
three
torch
four
movie.
days.
Yeah.
Exactly. It would have been
Like,
so great.
yeah. And it's like, mm. Oh, but Natalie Portman's arms though in this movie.
She
Mm.
freaking built for this film. She pumped iron.
Mhm.
She ate well.
Mhm.
Holy mamas.
Yep.
Oh,
I I don't know which Marvel lady I swoon over more now. I
I
saw
mean,
this I
you
saw
have
this
options, man.
I have options now. Like, so have you seen that meme of like it looks like a detonator button switch? There's two of them, and the guy's like
Oh, yeah, and this
rubbing
guy's
his head.
sweating.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the two button choices were Jane Foster's arms or Captain Marvel's abs. And the guy's like it's like that's me personified.
That is real real life issues, real life problems, right?
So Thor
Yeah,
4 happened. Out of 5, I gave it like a 2.5.
that's okay.
Um,
I mean,
let's see.
I love Korg. Maybe on an off chance Disney might have me fill in for Taika for What If season 3 cuz I know they're making What If season 2 and I have not
Hmm.
been called.
Oh,
Maybe someday. I'll be like,
hmm.
"Hello there. How's it going? Oh, don't worry about it, Thor. I've got you covered."
That was
Oh,
good.
oh, why? Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, no, that was that. I'm so glad I was able to fill in for Taika for Pixar's Lightyear. So I was like, hey, I'll carry that over, representing my Pacific Islander uh family over there. But yeah, after that, after Thor: Love and Thunder was Miss Marvel.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Whew. I was like, where am I?
Like I
Yeah.
didn't watch it like weekly. I binged it
Okay, you
in two
waited.
goes. Yeah. Um, I saw the first episode though, and
Okay.
the the whole thing about her parents not wanting her to go to a convention. I'm like, oh, that's relatable.
Yes,
Relatable.
it's so great to have someone like have a character like Kamala Khan
Mm-hmm.
in the MCU. I mean, also Miss Marvel was only published just a few years ago, and
Yeah, like
she's been adapted into the MCU. That is
yeah,
incredible.
like example, Jane Foster was like what 2010, 2011,
Yeah.
and then shortly after Miss Marvel, as well as Kate Bishop, America
Hmm.
Chavez, and Kid
Hmm.
Loki all came around at the same time.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible. I love how storytelling is evolving, and Miss Marvel had such a unique perspective
Mm-hmm.
of it didn't even really hit the blip. It targeted what it's like to be a fan of the Avengers
Yes.
in the MCU
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, ooh, it's not just about the superheroes, it's about
The
the
normal
people,
people.
the normal people.
And we see Damage Control being, I think, the most villainous as they have been.
Mhm.
Um, Especially the lady at the end. I was so like something better happened to this lady because I
Yeah.
am pissed that she's even the guy that was the damage control guy in
Uh
No Way Home.
No Way Home, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
he was in
he's
here.
like he was there and he's like, you're going too far. You're going after kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a problem. It's like, oh, it's like, yes, we knew him as like the antagonist for No Way Home, or one of the antagonists for No Way
Mhm.
Home, and then we got to, it's like, oh, so he does have a conscience, or he knows when too far is too far.
Yeah.
So that was
So it's
refreshing
like,
to see for his
mhm,
character.
mhm. But yeah, to see that one damage control lady just basically get to leave, I'm like,
Hmm.
mm-mm. But yeah, and then oh, your DNA or blood, it's been mutated. I'm like, he
Ooh,
said the M word.
muted. The M word. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was exciting to realize. I'm okay with the change, because
because they
it's
have
like
to put it, weave it in somehow.
yeah. And then let's see. The extended cut of No Way Home. I saw it. We could just skip over that because it didn't really do much. It was more the high school stuff.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing that was different was the Spidey's scene at the Statue
Oh
of
yeah.
Liberty was just a little bit longer, but
Yeah, they did some of the stuff that matched with, I guess, the leaked footage
yeah,
that we
and
saw
that's
of
pretty much
Andrew.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and
which
then
was fun. It was fun
yeah, it
to
was
it's fun to
fun,
see.
but it's like uh, I felt like I wasted my money kind of.
It's like you wanted to see your Spideys, you get 10 more minutes of them.
Great. And then after that was Wakanda Forever, I think.
Wakanda Forever. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
that first few minutes.
Oh, they threw us into cold, deep water. I'm like, wow.
And then the Marvel Studios logo just all being Chadwick in complete silence. Like at the premiere, that when that happened, like you could hear everyone
I could
sniffling.
I could hear sniffles. I could hear tears. I hear crying. It's like,
Mhm.
oh damn.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was a bit. It
that
was quite an
was
experience.
yeah. Like poor Shuri, dude.
Yeah,
Like she had to bury her brother, and then a year later, her mom.
her mother.
I don't know
J-
who has worse emotional trauma, Spider Man or her.
I mean, the whole
Whole Phase
sacred
4 is
time,
emotional trauma.
emotional damage.
Damage. Exactly.
Get damage control on that.
Oh my
Oh man,
god.
but yeah, no. It was so many things about that. I mean, I love how they told the story and
Hmm.
addressing T'Challa's absence, and then how do you go into it? And
Hmm.
the big thing was that, oh, Wakanda has weapons that can be militarized, and then of course,
The
uh,
UN wants to take it.
yeah, and then she's like, oh, your troops have been trying to attack our sovereign nation, and if you're threatening us, we're not gonna be peaceful. We're
Hmm.
giving you an olive branch. You freaking cross that line, you're done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I I don't remember if Oscars happened already or not, but
Not yet.
if
March. I should know this by now. I'm an actor. But I mean, I'm not the high caliber.
if
I'm not
Angela
A-list.
Bassett does not win something for her performance in this movie.
Yeah. No, she won a nomination for best supporting actress for her role as
Oh, okay.
Rwanda as
Hmm.
in
Okay.
Wakanda Forever. So yeah, she's
Mm,
there. Angela
okay.
Bassett.
Cool.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely great.
Like, dang, like this movie I think had me crying more times than Spider-Man No Way Home did.
People really really related to how the first Black Panther was told, and
Mm,
also with Chadwick's story in real life, and also aligning that with T'Challa as the King of Wakanda. And oh yeah, it was like as if he was like one and the same.
yeah.
But it's a tragedy to say,
Mhm.
to at the very least.
This
Um,
movie was literally a love letter and goodbye to Chadwick.
Chadwick,
Mhm.
exactly. But we hadn't even gotten to the other half of this film, in which involved
Namor.
Namor and the whole civilization that has had their own access to their own pool of vibranium.
Hmm.
Oh, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, what is this? This is incredible. Um, and Namor was a pretty. I haven't Namor as a villain. I loved how they laid the foundation
Hmm.
and they built his layers so well. It's like you empathize for him. You
Hmm.
want to protect your people from colonizers and those who ridiculed and killed his people, his
Hmm.
mom.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh gosh, this you can't
Like he
help but
got
really.
solid points, but
It's like, is really genocide the way to go? Do you really want to take over the world? No, but
Mm-mm.
yeah, play the Jonah Hill
Mm.
gif right here.
Let's see. So when Shuri got stabbed, I was like, are they doing this too? I was like,
Yeah.
because I was like, Black Panther powers or not,
Mhm.
that's a fatal blow.
That is a fatal blow. I was like, "Ooh, yikes!" Yeah, I mean, the Talocan they have their money cut out for them, but
Hmm.
God, they were really brutal. I think we haven't seen a civilization as brutal and gruesome as
Hmm.
them since
I don't think.
Actually,
ever
not
in the
even like the
MCU.
Chitari. I mean, like the
No, the
Chitari.
Chitauri were just drones.
Yeah, the Chitari were just drones, and like, yeah, no, the Talokan. They actually there are
Oh, when
some.
they were doing their siren song, that creeped me out.
Oh yeah, and it's water. A lot of people have fear of water. They have thalassophobia, and
Hmm.
God, that
Or
hits
just
home.
fear of the ocean in general.
Exactly. Oh man. Oh
And yet here I
yeah.
am wanting to freaking study the ocean and the marine life.
I guess we can guess that people who didn't like that part didn't go watch Way of Water for Avatar.
Oh, I
Um,
didn't watch that movie.
it's a long marathon. I will tell you that. I mean, but I'm sorry. This is like the fourth time I've mentioned the stunt team, but I've had the honor of working with Aaron Tony, who is the fight and stunt coordinator for Wakanda Forever. Such a talented guy, a hell of a tricker, and yeah, no. Um, and I know some people who also were some of the Talokan warriors, and
Oh wow.
they got they got themselves all painted up and ready, and like they rehearsed all that stuff. But yeah,
A-
long story
And
short, really
speaking of
fire.
Namor,
Oh what?
yeah.
No, you got that signed?
Yeah, like he was talking to little Logan outside in the lobby of the
You're
Dolby after the
kidding.
theater, and then I got I got him to laugh a little bit at a little joke I did about of Atuma uh
Oh,
with the hammerhead shark helmet.
like,
I told him
oh yeah.
it's like, so you're second in command, Atuma. I study marine biology and I'm focusing on sharks. I was like, oh, that's cool. I noticed the cephalofoil should be made of cartilage. It wouldn't be as rigid as it would be. So every movement it would be like flopping around a little. He got a good laugh out of that. Um,
That's
so that was
hilarious.
great. It was great meeting him, even for a short bit.
You got no more to laugh.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring you to join the Talokan. So watch out, man.
Yep.
Study that
Like
marine biology.
he's gonna also steal away Sue Storm when that happens. When they show up, Mister Steal
Oh,
Your Girl of Marvel is here.
oh my gosh, yeah. You can say that again.
Yep. I mean that accent, dude. I mean,
It's very good.
all right. I know
We're a
we
little over. Or
little bit over time, so we're
yeah.
not gonna go to phase 5 because that's like a whole entire discussion itself. But we're gonna do a little one because the
Okay.
trailer dropped on Sunday during the big game
Yes.
into the Batverse. I mean, the Flash,
Yes.
because that's all people want,
Right.
and
We're
I don't blame them.
Yeah, no, we don't blame them at all. Switching gears from MCU to DC, especially with what is the advent of James Gunn's.
This is basically the end of the old DCU as we know it.
Right, for those who don't know, and it's introducing quite a few things, but we're going to be saying bye to that, which is a little weird.
Yeah, because it's like we unfortunately did not really get to see that world. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, like it's really unfortunate because I do have DC stuff. I
yeah, from
I have more DC books than Marvel.
yeah. I mean, a lot of the yes, the Snyderverse, the DCEU was heavily inspired by the New 52 line of
Yes.
comics, and so we seeing that adapted, especially with what they did for for Shazam, and
Yeah, and
yeah,
I loved my favorite DCEU movie is Aquaman.
yeah.
Like
J-
the
Damn,
corner next to my Spidey wall is all Aquaman.
yeah.
But
And now
yeah,
they're
it's really unfortunate that we are seeing this universe not really
we're not
that
really getting to see it.
yeah, and it's
It's
gone.
yeah,
This is their reboot.
yeah,
This is their event that starts the reboot. Um,
yeah.
but freaking Michael Keaton. Who would have thought?
Yes, it
Like
was.
I knew he was cast, but I'm just like, he still looks good in that suit.
Yeah, it's like he never left being Batman.
And
Yeah,
I do honestly believe that in universe in that story,
yeah.
he continued being he kept going as Batman in
Hmm.
universe after Returns. It's kind of assumed that the events of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin didn't happen. It was
Hmm.
still just him.
Yeah, just him.
Which is unfortunate because I love Batman Forever. Um,
Yeah, he's starting
there's
to make the Bat family with
yeah,
Dick Grayson.
I disregard Batman and Robin the movie
Yeah,
from continuity because that was just utter garbage. But anyway,
he doesn't like the Bat credit card, folks,
no, and
and the
dude,
Bat nipples.
my favorite villain is Bane, and that movie ruined Bane.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he looks
No, no.
comic accurate,
Yes.
but if you took Tom Hardy's acting and the look of Bane and Batman and Robin and put it
Oh,
together, that's perfect.
that's perfect Bane right there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You don't have to show his eyes. Just keep the lucha mask on,
Hmm.
like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. You don't
Yeah.
need the emoting eyes. It's all in the body language.
Right.
If you did that with Bane,
Oh, that's gold.
mm-hmm.
That's gold.
But the Flash movie, it's their Flashpoint.
Yeah, it's essentially is that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
every one of my friends, even if they hadn't read the Flash comics, they knew.
They know of the name
They know
Flashpoint.
exactly that
Um,
phenomenon, that
Ben
event.
Affleck having the gray and blue suit.
Yes,
I
that
thought it
was
was the lighting, but I looked more into the footage.
yeah with the playback and yeah,
Yeah,
it's a gray and
it's
blue
blue and
suit.
gray, and it's
It's
like it's Batman out during the daytime.
yeah, it's
Is
like Brave and the yeah, it's like Brave
I'm
and the Bold.
with the timeline being messed up and the streets that he's zooming around looks kind of like Metropolis at the end of Man of Steel.
Yeah,
Is it like is it Batman helping people out during that event?
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, because during that event in Batman v Superman, he was
Hmm.
just Bruce
Yeah,
because he was in Metropolis for like some business and whatever.
yeah. Hmm.
So that'd be interesting.
And we get to see General Zod again
Yes.
from a different, like, whole other event now. Like, he's still attacking the Earth, but
Yeah.
it may not be the same events through and through with Man of Steel
Hmm.
because Barry
Yeah.
screwed up the timeline.
Yep. I
Like,
mean,
I understand
yeah.
why Barry does what he does to bring Flashpoint about. He just wants to have his mom back.
Yeah.
That's very relatable to a lot of people.
Hmm.
And it's like, at the same time, like, I kind of like how he gets right away that he screwed it up.
Yeah.
Because I remember, if my memory serves me right, reading Flashpoint when it came out, he
Mhm.
didn't realize it until he met Batman.
Oh yeah, that's right. And when he realized,
That something's wrong with the timeline.
yeah. Oh man, it's a whole big metaphor for the DCEU anyway.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh
gosh
man.
darn it.
I should have recorded my reaction when I saw the trailer
Yeah.
when Michael Keaton shows up and then the Danny Elfman score hits when he
Yeah.
does his that dive down towards all those criminals
Right.
doing that Arkham style takedown.
It's like, oh, that's our first Batman. That was the
Mhm,
or other than Adam West, this is like our
mhm,
first gritty, dark, realistic
mhm.
Batman.
Like, and even though my first Batman growing up was Val Kilmer, as I have
Mhm.
merch of Val on my wall, um,
Yeah.
my dad showed me that one first because that was the newest one that came out. I was like,
Oh,
what,
okay.
3 or 4 at the time.
Hmm.
So I was okay age to watch Batman. And then after I watched 89 and Returns, and I loved those as well.
Yeah.
Um, but like, so it's like I kind of grew up with it, Not
Yeah.
exactly as people who saw 89 when they were kids
Oh yeah, no,
when it
no,
came
no.
out, but it's like the 90s era of Batman films, since they're sort of all tied together because they're
Hmm.
still under Tim Burton.
Right.
It's like, yeah, like how it was with Toby as Spider-Man or Hugh
Yeah,
and Patrick Stewart in X-Men.
in X-Men. Yeah.
So it's like that golden era of superhero movies.
Right.
It's like I feel that it's
You feel
come
that
full circle now.
nostalgia. Yeah.
The, like when I was a kid, I saw them. I saw their end, quote unquote, and then
Mhm.
they're back in these past 2-3 years now.
Right. Yeah, and they've been, yeah, they were brought back for, a modern take, and it's
Mm-hmm.
nice, like you said, full circle, and it's great to see them back again. It's a
Mm-hmm.
welcome return.
And going back to Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
one from what I heard, rumor of why he left after Returns was
Mhm.
one of the nitpicks he had was the uncomfortability of the suit.
Of the suit. Yeah.
And if I ever get the chance somehow to talk to Michael Keaton, I that's what I want to talk about because when they filmed Batgirl, when they filmed this, the
Yeah.
refitting and the modern technology of superhero costume design itself is much more, how do I say this?
It's more functional.
More functional on set as well as stunts.
Yes.
Like I'm sure they had stunt suits and hero suits back in the day for Returns in 89, but
Mhm.
not to the extent as now.
Yeah, they
Like
wardrobe has definitely evolved
mhm,
in order to have that ability for both the on-screen talent and for
the stunt talent.
the stunt team. Yeah.
Like, and from some of the shots that from all the shots and even set photos from Batgirl, the new suit that he has, it's
Yeah.
still rubber, but
Mhm.
it's more lighter compared to
And
his older ones.
flexible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
I totally forgot that he was in the Batgirl film. I totally forgot.
mm, yep, he
Oh
was
man.
for Batman, and
Mm.
he would have been the Burton versus Batman. I mean
Ah.
Batgirl,
Oh yeah, Burton versus Batgirl. Yeah, that's right.
because he's there. He is Burton versus personified.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
my gosh.
and in the Batgirl movie, there was
Mhm.
set photos of J.K. Simmons being
As
Gordon.
yeah, commission, Detective Gordon at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been so long since Pat Hingle as Gordon from back
Yes.
in the day. He had
Mhm.
passed away long, long ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do we do? It's like obviously a recast, but
Mhm.
yeah, but it's unfortunate that we're never gonna see the Batgirl movie. And it's a bit too late for James Gunn to do anything about that now
Yeah.
because he got hired on way after the
Yeah.
cancellation.
Yeah. Before the Discovery acquisition. You know
Yeah.
who I'm looking at. I'm looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, but yeah, there's that. But
Yeah. So it's pretty sad that this Flash movie, everyone wants everything else but the title character.
yeah, literally, it's like, and
And
also people
I
were, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I it's an iffy situation, because it's like, of course, problematic actors, it's like you don't want to support the project or whatever.
Oh man.
It's like, but there's this thing in that project that you want to see. It's
Right.
that it's like that, what do I do? And it's like I don't want to miss out, of course.
No, of course not.
And it's like, yeah, I don't know how to support this without supporting so and so.
That that outlier, that person in
Mm-hmm.
which you don't want to support.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a dilemma for sure.
Yeah, and on the flip side, there's that Harry Potter game. It's like, oh,
Hogwarts Legacy.
yeah,
Yep.
I want to have fun with this game, but I don't want to support the
Someone
creator, this
who's
problematic creator. So it's that
Yeah.
hard dilemma. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this movie does look good.
Hmm.
It's finally here, like after having multiple directors leave in
Right.
production since 2016.
Hmm.
Jesus, movie's been in production since 2016.
Yeah, it literally came back from almost development hell. So
Hmm.
I mean, I'm glad that at least something's coming out of it. I mean, they're
Hmm.
working on fixing Aquaman right now, and
Still,
God, well, I mean, since
I,
the Amber Heard thing,
yeah,
so
I know that they went into fixing aspects of the film, but I was like, that was like September or October.
yeah, but we haven't even got. I mean, the whole pandemic has
Hmm.
affected the way how the industry
Productions
is.
work.
Well, yeah, how productions work, but also the release timeline. They
That's
don't
true.
show trailers within like probably a month to 3 months before the film drops. It's never a year in advance anymore.
Yeah. Oh,
That's why.
biggest
Yeah,
example, No Way Home.
exactly.
It's like, dude, it's October and the movie's in December.
I
Where
know
is
it.
it?
And then that's when they started shelling out all the promo stuff, trailers, TV spots, interview coverage.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's when they waited to release that. So it's like they're being very meticulous about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But we'll see about the Flash movie. We'll see.
yeah. Hmm. Supergirl though.
Kara
Oh,
L.
Sasha Kaye, hello.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't see that because I mean I didn't expect it because I was like, wait a second. Is that Kara L? I'm like, oh snap. Because she's not like her usual design, as
Yeah.
we've seen in Supergirl or
Hmm.
Injustice
She
or
looks more like the character of Lara Lane Kent,
yes, she looks like exactly. I was like, that's
but
who
I'm
I was
okay with it.
initially thinking. Yeah, oh, no, 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 it's absolutely fine. I'm I'm excited. I
Hmm.
like fresh new ideas. I wish Hollywood would take more fresh new
Hmm.
ideas.
Like as much as I wanted cute blonde Supergirl, I'm like I had like almost 10 years of it on CW, and
On
Melissa
CW,
wasn't
yeah.
a great job.
Mhm. She did great.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Something to
excited.
look forward to.
I'm eyeing online retailers for any news on the Michael Keaton merch.
Yeah, that
I
thing's
want
gonna
to
be
get all the pops of this Batman. I want to get
yeah.
a DC multiverse figure of Michael Keaton Batman from McFarlane because I missed out on the Mezco 112 one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I missed out on that pre-order, but
Mhm.
I'm kind of glad I didn't get that pre-order now because they're taking forever, dude, to release that. That went on pre-orders went live for that figure in like 2020.
Oh, man.
And guess what
Yeah.
happened?
What happened?
Predator and Alien were announced after, and they just got released like in the past couple months.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and especially I'm seeing a lot of outrage on like Mezco's social medias about it, especially after that trailer dropped on Sunday.
Oh,
It's
man.
like, oh, I think they just forgot
They
about
dropped the
it.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, man.
So it's like, ooh, I'm glad I did not put down any down payments on that.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I'm I'm happy with my Christopher Reeve figure though.
Yeah, no, I see him right there. It's right
Yep.
there.
Yeah, he's got the Fortress of Solitude base,
Oh, okay. Wow,
and
that's
it lights
cool.
up too.
Oh, man,
Oh, the
perfect.
cool thing about it, it's like
Yeah.
you could either set the switch on for it to be lighting up all the time
Uh-huh.
until the batteries go out,
Oh.
or you could use the Kryptonian crystals to put it in the control thing and then it lights up.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm
How
glad I
about
got that.
that? I didn't
I'm
even
glad I
know.
got that during lockdown. It's like Mezco 112. It's like think Hot Toys but 6-inch scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smaller, easier
Yep.
on the wallet.
Yeah. Because I'm not paying like over $300 for the Christopher Reeve Hot Toys.
Yeah.
That thing is old,
Yeah.
like 2010.
2010. Oh man, gosh,
Yeah,
that's 13 years.
I wasn't even able to afford a Hot Toys figure at all.
Oh man, yeah. Different
like
times, man.
like I only have two Hot Toys, and I'm like, yeah, like the gap in between of me getting those is so far and wide because it's like those are still expensive.
Yeah, I think the Hot Toys that we have is a Batgirl one with Babs.
Mm,
I
yeah,
have to double check, but yeah.
like I have Andrew Garfield Spidey from the first movie and Suicide Squad
Oh, the
Joker.
first suit. Oh, I love the first TASM suit also. I love the second TASM suit the most though. As like out of all the suits
Mm,
in live action, yeah, the second
mm,
TASM suit's my favorite. But I
the
do love the
ultimate big
first.
eyes.
Yes, that was
The
the
bigger
big
the
thing
eyes
that
on a
stood out to me.
Spider-Man suit, the better.
Mhm. No, exactly. Oh,
Mhm,
those are one of the big attributes of Peter Spidey or any
mhm.
Spidey really.
Yep.
So yeah. Oh my
All right,
gosh.
man. So I think the next time we talk, I'd like to have you back on the show again.
Oh,
We could talk about
thank
Phase
you.
5.
We could.
Yeah,
We can talk about a myriad of things. We can have
yeah,
discussions on a variety of things.
yeah. All right, guys. I'll be sure to include social media links down below so you could follow Justin, check out his stuff, and as well as my stuff. All
Yes.
right, guys. Thanks for tuning into Comic Talk. We'll see you next time. Peace.
See you next time. See ya.